Hello, dames en heren, and welcome to Bosman's Holiday. Hi, Baz here, and we are still continuing our fun-filled Bosman's Holiday, taking over the reins at Anderlecht, just in our spare time, you understand, when we're not sightseeing. And today our gallivanting takes us to the wonderful little city of Ghent, which is, well, it's always competed with Brugge for the tourists, and they weigh in as international tourist heavyweights with the wonderful St. Bavos Cathedral as the city nestles gently on the River Lye. Beautiful city, beautiful marketplace, and again it does have a surfeit of frites and mayonnaise. I have to say, I have probably eaten my own body weight in frites and mayonnaise. Also waffles and that lovely, delectable, scrumptious beer that they just so helpfully produce in the monasteries here. Those monks, eh? Oh, tis. Anyway, all those mules, they haven't helped either, shoveling them all into my gob. But we've made the trip to Ghent today. The players of Anderlecht, as you know, I'm just helping out in my spare time on this Bosman's Holiday. The sightseeing is indeed the premier activity that I want to engage in. That does take priority for me. But the players have been allowed a little wander around the city of Ghent. They've been to see Van Eyck's Adoration of the Lamb. Wonderful painting surrounded in bulletproof glass. So I believe Den Donker tried to nick it, but he almost got arrested. But we had a few conciliatory words with the gendarmerie, and he was allowed out of jail to play in centre defence for us today. So that was all lovely. Also, Ghent, home of, I believe, at one time, the British cyclist Bradley Wiggins. I'm not quite sure what the affair there is. I'm not quite sure what the whole story or the minutiae of that little caper is. I don't know if he was born there to English parents or whether he actually is, in real life, a Belgian. And speaking of famous Belgians, I thought we would just go through a few. Today's match against Ghent is a huge fixture in the context of the Belgian Pro League season. It's our first real flashpoint game. It's the first real classic fixture in this season's campaign. We've got probably Club Brugge, Standard Liège, since they've started the season so enterprisingly. They look as though they're going to be candidates for the league championship. So the two fixtures against Standard Liège will also be massive Herculean fixtures. But K.A.A. Ghent, they are challenging for the league title, and this will lay a marker down for whoever wins this particular match this afternoon against the Buffaloes. The Buffaloes of K.A.A. Ghent take on Anderlecht. Anyway, before we get to the football, we'll just say that we've named an unchanged squad, just in case any of you were hoping it was going to be a case of goodbye Teodorovic and aloha Leonardo. No, Leonardo Aloha has to settle for a place on the bench today. Teodorovic was an absolute revelation in the last match. Did you see the goal he scored against Lokeren? Oh my goodness me, 30-yard pile driver right into the top corner. If you haven't seen it, make sure you go back and look at the previous video, the Anderlecht Lokeren match, and Teodorovic, he surprised us all with his contribution. A wonderful goal, and he set up the first goal for Peter Gerkens as well. So it's well worth a watch. He absolutely melted the back of the net with the second goal, so he has earned, really, truly, absolutely earned his place in the starting 11 today. So Leonardo Aloha, he came on for about a second, a nanosecond, a picosecond against Lokeren. I don't think he got an opportunity to touch the ball. However, he'll contribute at some point. He'll get his chance, but at the moment I think it's only fair to Teodorovic that we persevere with him and see if he can be the man to straighten out our striking problems. I say striking problems. I just don't think he's a target man, but I'll give him ample opportunity to prove me wrong, or he can dig his own grave in that respect. We shall see. Time will tell. We've also decided to maintain Onekuru on the wide left. Hane still carrying a bit of a knock. He's not fully fit, so he will not feature today. Gerkens is wide right. Amazu, as always, will be the sort of fullback covering for Onekuru, should that be necessary on the overlap. Trebel and Coombs in the midfield. Chipichu is covering on the right for Gerkens. And it is the reliable, old faithful three-man defence of Olivier Deschamps. Get your bingo cards out, because he's the guru, he's the legend, he's the Anderlecht hero. Tick it off. Den Donker in the midfield, and again, get your bingo cards out. It's a cliche. He has been attracting Premiership interest. I don't know how valid that now is. And then there's the unknown pretender, Spasic, playing wide right of the three-man defence. So that's the squad we go with for this massive fixture against Again, this could lay down a marker for who has the serious credentials for winning the Belgian Pro League this season. Massive crowd inside the stadium. Anyway, before we get to the football, I was going to go through some famous Belgians, because everybody goes on about, there's never any famous Belgians. I don't know any famous Belgians. Belgium's such a little boring country. Sits there flat with its mayonnaise, its chips, its bikes. Or am I getting mixed up with the Hollands, the Dutchies? I don't know, I'm such an ignoramus when it comes to Europe. Yeah, hence Brexit. Anyway, let's not get too political. Steer away from the political controversies. I thank you. We will. Anyway, Belgium has contributed much to what makes modern life bearable and unbearable. All those moules, all those frites and mayonnaise. Yeah, I'm getting a bit corpulent now. I already had a massive stomach to begin with. I already lumbered around with excess weight, and that's why I'm not really too keen on this guy, Lambert Quellele. Can you guess what Lambert Quellele invented or helped to develop? The body mass index. So thanks to Monsieur or Heer Quellele, I now have to worry constantly about my BMI. So every time I pop a frite smothered in mayonnaise into my mouth, I'm thinking, oh no, my BMI, my BMI! Oh no, not my BMI! Anyway, other famous Belgians, I'll go for the obvious ones. Adolphe Sax. I wonder what he could have invented. Yeah, the trombone, that's right. No, of course it was the saxophone. Fairly obvious one there. Some more obscure ones. John Joseph Merlin. He apparently was involved in the creation of the first ever roller skate for commercial use. Fascinating. Ferdinand Peiter. He invented the contraception pill, or at least he perfected the correct dosage for the contraceptive pill, apparently. Ferdinand Verbeest, apparently he created the first car, the first automobile, and he perfected it for the Chinese emperor, of all people. There we go. Baron Peter Piot, he invented Ebola. Well, no, he didn't invent Ebola. We'll just scotch that myth, because then he would be one of the most vilified characters in the history of the universe. No, he helped detect the Ebola virus, and I think he aided quite strongly in the preventative virus for Ebola, I think. And then one that I found most interesting was a guy called Robert Caillou. Any idea what Robert Caillou may have been involved in? Well, I'll tell you right now, it was the internet. Now, everybody thinks it was Tim Berners-Lee, but apparently Robert Caillou had the idea, he had the insight, and he had the original technological innovation to go ahead with the internet, and then he aided and abetted Tim Berners-Lee to perfect the internet. So there you go. A Belgian enabled me to speak to you on YouTube right now. This video probably wouldn't have been possible without Robert Caillou. Remember that. Might be useful for a pub quiz, or something even more useful. Who knows? Your life might depend upon that one day. Anyway, talking of YouTube channels, ours is Bazad610. Don't forget to give us a massive thumbs up. We really do appreciate the thumbs up, and we do appreciate, of course, your subscription. So subscribe now for more Bosman holiday content, more Anderlecht video content, and of course our complimentary series in the English League 2 with Forest Green Rovers. We're kind of stuttering a bit there. We did, of course, end our drought of not winning a game. We had this interminably long streak of matches without winning, but then we went up to Cambridge United with a bit of a punt on the cam. That relaxed everybody, calmed them down. So I thought we'd use a similar tactic by taking people into a lovely, aesthetically gorgeous, historic city like Ghent. Let them see the museums, let them see the cathedrals, let them have a wander around the marketplace. It worked a wonder. It worked to perfection for Forest Green Rovers because we won 2-1 up at the Abbey Stadium against Cambridge United. We're hoping to work the oracle today for Anderlecht against Ghent. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, our complimentary series Pyramid to Premiership continues. There will be another get your teeth in, big Baz boy. There'll be another Pyramid to Premiership video later on today, round about 3 p.m, between 3 and 4 p.m. I can't be any more exact than that. Depends upon the download speed. You know what I'm saying, anyway, so Pyramid to Premiership resumes later on today. And let's get into this one, the Bosman's Holiday. Let's get into this absolutely monumental tie, Ghent, or do you pronounce it Ghent in Flemish, against RSC Anderlecht. Okay, so let's get the match underway. Ghent kick off. Fouquet, be very careful how we pronounce that. Out to SD. Teodorovic lumbering forward, trying to put pressure on the back line. He really must be rejuvenated, and the confidence must be coursing through Teodorovic's veins after, in particular, that second half performance against Lokeren last time out. The ball comes to the back post. Sells comes and commands his 6-yard area and denies Ghent any possibility of an opportunity. Launches the ball forward, deep and long into the Ghent half. Up goes Teodorovic, flicks the ball on, but Mitrovic is very aware at the back for Ghent. Kubo in the midfield. He could be a particularly dangerous figure for us today, so he will have to be watched most diligently. Good ball in now, Kubo! And just on it, the ball squirms free, and Kubo again gets a shot in, and Sell stands up to them, blocks, and the header eventually from Simon drifts wide. But Ghent are the first to threaten in this huge Super Classico match in the Belgian A division. Well, that was a chance for Ghent to take the advantage and draw first blood. Sells was a bit remiss there. The ball squirmed out of his grasp, but there's the boy Kubo. We just mentioned that he was going to be a real threat, and he proved it with Ghent's first opportunity of the match. Ball wide now to Simon. Oh, he's drifted past Chipichu, gets a foot in. Simon tumbles to the deck. He's looking for a penalty. In fact, he's only now just got to his feet. He's still remonstrating with the referee, demanding a penalty. I think Chipichu got the ball, and I think the Ghent boy was just a bit too quick and a bit too eager to hit the deck. Here goes Trebel. Tries to get the ball wide, but Asate challenges and wins the ball. Christensen gets it out to Esteti. And Silla is dispossessed by Den Donker. Den Donker comes striding forward. The ball in behind. There's a tussle here. A real arm-to-arm, chest-to-chest battle between Bronin and Onoruku. But Bronin comes and wins and gets it into Kubo. Lays it back to Este. Back to Kubo. Nice combination play there from Ghent. Este now inside just inside the Anderlecht half. Este wins the ball again. Into Kubo. Sprays it wide. Right to Bronin. Back to Kubo. He's got far too much space here. This is ridiculous. Come on, Anderlecht. Get a foot in. And eventually Deschamps gets the foot in. And Fouquet, and the ball ricochets off Deschamps, and it will be a corner for Ghent. Dangerous moments now for Anderlecht. They have to remain switched on and ensure that the ball is dealt with correctly. The ball comes in, up goes Gerkens, gets ahead to it. Oh, there's a chance and a snapshot, and Sells grasps the ball. That was Fouquet, I think, lurking menacingly on the edge of the area, who managed to just get his foot over the top of the ball and drills it into the net. Well, that could have gone anywhere. That could have taken a deflection and spun into the back of the net, but Sells' positioning was sound, and he just took the guess and the estimate that the ball would come right down his throat down the middle, and it did. Oh, that's a dreadful pass there, and Anderlecht have been put under immense pressure unnecessarily as the ball comes into the penalty area, and Deschamps with the header, and Sells is alert, and that has to go down as a very cool and composed piece of defending from the veteran. Well. Silla was dangerously poised at the back post to take care of any error that Deschamps made. If he'd missed that ball, in come Anderlecht again. Ghent, and Kubo takes the shot. It takes a deflection again off Deschamps, and Sells grabs, and Anderlecht again will now try and build from the back. Here's Den Donker. Den Donker now to Trebel. Trebel spins away from two men. There's a pass on wide. It might fortuitously get there. It won't. That wasn't so, and it's just thumped into the sidelines, thumped into the stand by the Ghent defender, and and Anderlecht have a throw-in in a relatively dangerous position. It's about midway inside the Ghent half. Onoriku stands over the ball, throws it to Trebel. He's got options wide, but he tries to play the ball in. He's almost got it there, and the ball's in the back of the net, and Chipichu has stabbed home the opening goal for Anderlecht. It's been all Ghent. They've been the ones who've threatened most in an attacking sense, but Anderlecht on the counter-attack have taken the lead. It's a lovely ball in from Trebel. He looked up, saw the option, dinked the ball inside, and there's Chipichu rampaging forward from the right-back position. He's on the end of it to stab home for Anderlecht, and very much against the run of play, the Buffaloes are a goal down. It's Ghent 0, and it's Anderlecht 1, and Chipichu has scored his first goal of the campaign. So Anderlecht now have something to build upon. Ghent really do now have to respond. Here's Kubo. He's been the liveliest player for them thus far. Silla dropping back to try and get possession. The striker, there's a good run in here, and Trebel again is very economical and precise with his passing. He's been the best player on the pitch for Anderlecht so far this afternoon. Yeah, he's been very, very composed and very accurate with his passing today, Trebel. Nominally a defensive midfielder, but in an attacking aspect today, he's been outstanding as Amazu comes forward, eating up the space, getting in behind the Ghent defence, slips it in now to Onoriku, and just dispossessed at the last minute by the last gasp sliding challenge came sliding in on the wet surface, and the referee spotted perhaps an infringement here, or has he? Nope. In fact, it's half time. Well, that first half just absolutely went like a train. It went like a rocket. Oh, it's just gone in no time at all, in the blink of an eye. What an outstanding first half. What a highly enjoyable first half. And Anderlecht do have the vital goal. They have the advantage. 1-0. Chipichu stabbing the ball home after Trebel had played a wonderful ball inside, which completely and utterly took out the Ghent defence. So at half-time, Anderlecht have drawn first blood. A match that takes place later on today is a bit of a derby, a bit of a needle match, KV Ostend against Royal Antwerp. But we'll just look at the stats for that first half. This is the place looking, well, Teodoric has played well. He's not exactly dominated the striking areas, but you have to say that Onoriku has played exceptionally well, and Trebel, he has been a revelation in that first half. So we'll not change anything. We'll go with exactly the same squad as we kick off the second half. Now, this would be a huge marker laid down if we could come here to Ghent and take the 3 points. It would certainly send out a message to the rest of the Belgian Pro League that Anderlecht are credible and serious title contenders. Despite a few years of malaise, there's a good ball inside now to Teodoric. Teodoric, if he looks up, and he dinks it towards the back post, and there's the header, and there's the goal! Amazu, he comes charging in at the back post, utterly unmarked. Teodoric has the presence of mind and the composure just to flick the ball across the face of the goal towards the back stick, and Amazu has the easiest of opportunities just to lurch forward and get his forehead to the ball and nod it into a virtually empty net. And right at the start of the second half, Anderlecht impress home their advantage. That's a lovely header, but totally unmarked. The Ghent defending is absolutely shambolic, and Amazu has his first goal of the season for Anderlecht. No wonder I'm going potty on the touchline. But really, Ghent have an absolute mountain to climb now. I have to say, I'm quite surprised by this. I thought Ghent would give us a sterner test. I thought there'd be much more difficult and obtuse opposition than this as they come forward through Silla. He's out-muscled, and still his strength just lets him rampage on. This is good play from Silla, and Este, that is a bit desperate from Ghent, running onto the ball and just lashes it wildly over the crossbar, and Anderlecht are not going to be troubled by efforts like that as Ghent make a substitution. It's well, we didn't quite catch who that was. We'll maybe get some confirmation of that in a moment, but it has to be said though that Sells has had 6 saves, and the Ghent goalkeeper has actually not been troubled yet, despite the fact that we've had 2 goals fly past him. That is That's paradoxical in the extreme. But now Anderlecht are hitting on the counter-attack again. It's Amazu if he looks up. There's Teodorovic in the box, but the cross ball just does not have the impetus or the pace to reach him lurking on the penalty area. We've come to the hour mark, and much to my surprise, Anderlecht have an almost indomitable 2-0 advantage, and there's a strike. Speculative, not very good, straight into the arms of Kalinic in the Ghent goal. 62 minutes on the clock. Ghent 0, Anderlecht 2. This is the big Super Classico in the Belgian Pro League today, and Anderlecht are prevailing at this moment in time. Can Ghent summon and muster a response? Can they make life uncomfortable for Anderlecht in the closing 25 minutes or so? Not with passes like that. Chipachu, scorer of the first goal, plays the ball inside. Ghent gets a fortuitous spin of the ball, and Ghent is now rampaging forward, tries to do the fleet-footed side foot dance past Fouquet. Fouquet's having none of it, just barges him over and wins possession back for Ghent. And here's Christensen, lays the ball into Kubu, very well dealt with by Spasic. Nice interchange of play, tidy football there from Anderlecht, and Machado gets in there to try and defuse a dangerous situation that was mounting for Ghent again, and that's a rather hopeful, ambitious cross into the box that's never going to beat Sells. Safe hands, Sells, and again Anderlecht build from the back. Spasic lays the ball in, good pass to Trebel, flicks it wide left now to Deschacht. Deschacht probes the ball forward to Coombs. Coombs picks out, almost picks out Teodorovic. Asari was very well switched on there to intervene, step forward and cut out the pass, and he comes storming forward, gets the cross into the box. Trebel gets the back flick header away, but Machado's wide right, gets the ball in. Kubo with the evidence. Sells has to look lively to spring to his left and just fist the ball beyond the post. That's the most glaring chance that Ghent have created today. It's certainly the most likely and gilt-edged opportunity that they have manufactured, and they have the corner now as they make a second substitution. In fact, Silla has had to go off due to injury. That's poor. It's easily on. Sells dealt with the corner superbly, but then he passed it straight to Mitrovic, and somehow Anderlecht have survived that scare and pummeled the ball forward. Here is Rosted trying to get the ball into Fouquet, who drives the effort in, and Sells he pams the ball up into the air. He didn't manage to get enough on it to turn it over the crossbar, and it looped up into the air, and the Anderlecht defence had to look lively to clear. Here's Chipachu, passes into Coombs. Coombs now into Trebel. Trebel's got options ahead, tries to ladle the ball into the path of Onoruku, but it's well read, and Fouquet now has it for Anderlecht. Turns his man brilliantly. Fouquet on the edge of the 18-yard box, plays the ball into Rosted, but Rosted is dispossessed just at the last moment. Very timely tackle there. I'm not quite sure what happened there. He had the chance to run on, decided to play the ball back to Teodorovic. I'm not quite sure about that. Okay, so Teodorovic has lasted the 90 minutes today. It's not exactly been an overwhelmingly impressive performance from him, but he has led the line with diligence and with physicality, so we'll give him that. No start for Alua today either, so let's hope he's not going to get frustrated as the referee brings this game to a conclusion, and the first Super Classico in the Belgian Pro League has been won by Anderlecht. Very much against the run of play. We took the lead in the first half through Chipachu. Excellent play from Trebel in the midfield. He had options left and right. He stabbed a diagonal ball into the Ghent penalty area, and there was Chipachu rampaging forward from the fullback position to stab the ball into the back of the net. Interestingly and paradoxically, Sells had 6 saves to Kalinic in the Ghent goals, none. That was a very interesting position. And then Anderlecht, well, just as Ghent were hoping to build a foundation to work from at the start of the second half, just as they were looking for a riposte at the start of the second half, Anderlecht doubled their advantage. The ball played forward into the path of Teodorovic. He could have shot himself. He decided to flick the ball to the back post. He'd spotted the run of Amazu and the other centre-half, so both left and right fullbacks, not centre-half, sorry, fullbacks, so both right and left fullbacks exploited their overlapping runs, and both contributed with both both goals to see off Ghent this afternoon. So Amazu at the back post, he had the easiest of tasks, just to stoop and nod the ball into a practically empty net. And there's the goal there. The Ghent defending is something to behold. It really is awful. So Ghent are chastened, Anderlecht move on, and they put the pressure on Standard Liège and Club Brugge at the top of the table. In fact, we'll have a quick spy of the top of the Belgian Pro League in just a moment. As we say, there's a bit of a needle match there, as I said, between KV Ostend and Royal Antwerp. That's the evening kickoff in the Belgian Pro League. So there we are. We're now top of the pile. Yes. 15 points from 6 matches. We have a 4-point lead. We've opened up a 4-point gap between Standard Liège and Club Brugge, who sit second and third. So we're on 15. They're on 11. We would have taken that before a ball was kicked at the start of the season. We certainly would have taken that after the ignominious defeat to St. Troydense a couple of weeks ago at the Park Constant Vandenstock. So, Anderlecht lead the way. We've got a bit of a hiatus, a bit of a break coming up. We also have the transfer deadline on the 31st of January to contend with. I wouldn't really get yourself into a lather of excitement about that one, folks, because we don't really have a transfer budget now. We've blown that transfer budget in terms of wages on Leonardo Aloa, and we haven't even played Aloa yet. So perhaps some Anderlecht fans are going a bit frantic about that. Perhaps the board are not overly enthused by the fact that we have, in effect, wasted our entire budget for wages on one player. But I think the squad's strong enough to win the Belgian Pro League. I have to say, I don't think we need to strengthen it any further. I think we've got cover in most areas, and I'm very, very happy with the squad of players that we do have. Anyway, this has been Bosman's holiday. I'm off to... where will I go now? Somewhere that serves frites and chips. That could be anywhere in Belgium. Anyway, Ghent was lovely, Ghent was spectacular, and Anderlecht were spectacular in winning the first major Super Classico of the Belgian Pro League by 2-0 here in Ghent today. If you've enjoyed this, don't forget to give us a massive thumbs up. We've got more Bosman holiday videos and a complimentary stream on FIFA 2018 with Forest Green Rovers in the Sky Bet League 2 in England. They're stuttering a bit, but, have a look at their videos, give them your support, give them your thumbs up, and also we would absolutely love you to subscribe to the channel Bazadi610 for more FIFA 2018 content, more Pyramid to Premiership content, and much more Bosman holiday content. Don't forget, you can also follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter feed is Offside Pies. That is offside_pies, and we shall see you next time. Goodbye.